evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TMA Live. This is the Pidge, and I'm joined by Moobs and our special guest, Mr. Lathwell. Hello, sir. Good evening. Right, okay, welcome to the sofa. There's a nice sofa.
Very cozy. We're not sure how the sofa's going to cope with the weight during the course of the podcast. We're going to find out. It's going to be entertaining one way or another.
Yes, right. So we're both fresh from the game. I'm fresh from the armchair.
Well, we're from the game. I don't know if we're fresh.
Yeah, exactly. We're from the game anyway. But guys, message your comments. Just remember, first top of the protocol is the West Ham game. Obviously, we'll be doing Legends chat and loads of other things as well. So just keep your comments rolling. We'll read them out as much as we can during the conversations and join the debate. So go on, boys, on to West Ham.
Well, what can we say? Well, great performance. Important to get a win today after 3 straight defeats and leaking goals. Massive boost for the clean sheet. Praise the defence and praise Gomez for just completely and utterly standing up to West Ham and saying, you ain't getting past us in a hurry. I thought the first half was very, very good. I think we played very well. Second half was a bit up and down in my view. I think we come out slow, which was a worry.
Because first 5-10 minutes that second half.
Yeah, especially the first 10 to 15 minutes. They seem to be like going all over the shot, and it was like, hang on a minute, boys, this is not what we need to be doing. And I don't know if Silva signaled something to say, look, wake up. But all of a sudden they switched back on, and we were away again. But no, I think, like I say, I think today was a definitely must need. It was a needed 3 points because we just needed to lift the tension off everyone. Because losing 3 back to back, like we did, it was getting hard. So,
I think personally, I thought I said before we come on air tonight, I said I think there was a 10 or 15 minute spell in that second half where they couldn't get the ball. They couldn't get out of our 18-yard area. They was camped. Yeah. And that led to Richarlison getting the second goal ultimately. Yeah. And I think in all the years I've watched Watford, and that's 35 plus years now, that's probably some of the sexiest football I've ever seen us play.
It was very sexy. Was Kenny Brooks sexy or? Yeah. How sexy
well, more of a Kirsty Gallagher kind of sexy.
That was quite sexy.
That's very sexy. A very drunk Kirsty Gallagher kind of sexy. But the only disappointment in all of that was it was great to get back on winning ways, wasn't it? It was great to get those 3 points. But I just felt we could have gone on and got more.
Yeah, we could have been more
clinical.
Yeah, there was ample opportunities, especially in the first half. Especially that one that I think Joe Hart tipped round the post. They gave a goal kick, and Will Hughes was screaming, saying,
"He came off the defender."
Yeah, come off the defender.
Don't get me started on Mariner. That was appalling.
Andre Mariner was disgraced today. He's done himself no favours. He'd be back in the Championship.
We love him.
We love him to an extent.
Yourself.
We love him to an extent, but on another day, I think there would have been red cards galore being dished out for West Ham, and well,
I think it was about 10 or 15 minutes today, wasn't it, before a football match broke out. I mean, it was one of those games. I think, it seemed to me that West Ham came out looking for a battle today.
Yeah,
and we had to earn the right to play our football really, and once we did start playing football, it's funny they talk about the West Ham way. Well, we've shown them the Watford way today, and we've pulverised them. Let's not kid ourselves. We smashed them today.
Yeah, we did. We gave them an absolute run around, and especially I think today it looked like we played 5-3-2 or 3-5-2. That seemed to work perfectly today. You had Firmino on one side, and I'm going to praise this guy because on his first ever start in the Premier League, Ziegler, the Dutch international. Jesus Christ, that boy was amazing. Up and down, flying. No wonder Holebas got dropped. I was a little bit baffled when I saw it.
Strength in depth, doesn't it?
Yeah,
really.
I was concerned at the time, but then someone kindly tapped me on the shoulder and said, not being funny, but there's a reason probably why Holebas has been dropped, because he's probably going to get sent off today. And when he came on, his body language didn't look too pleasing either, especially when he tried to play a pass and nobody was there.
Well, I thought it was
especially when Carroll had lynched Ziegler in the first minute.
Exactly.
Holebas would not have taken that well.
No. And there was one incident when Holebas actually came on. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. I think he got taken out, and he gave Aaron Cresswell a dirty look to say, "One, that is it."
Yeah, I'll let you go with this one.
Yeah, you do it
Just
again, and
remember the
I'm
next
going to
time.
send you in the stands.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I thought Ziegler. Yeah, I agree. Had a good game. Not so sure about his defensive work, if I'm honest. But you know, let's be honest. It's his first game for Watford. First time he's played with these players and in this formation.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot to be very encouraged about. I thought it was quite an interesting decision. I was sitting in the stands thinking to myself when Firmino got injured, whether he might switch Maps to right back and bring on Prodal.
yeah.
So the fact that he brought on Holibas and put him at right back, I thought was quite an interesting decision.
Yeah, I think we were all looking around when that happened, and we thought Mariappa to right back, and then we suddenly saw Holibas stripping down. It was like, oh, okay, you've obviously decided game's in the bag. You're not going to risk him. But I would have liked to have seen Prodal get some minutes today, especially if Andy Carroll had stayed on, because I would have just deployed him and said, get him sent off.
Yeah,
wind him up.
Put him in Rosette.
Yeah, put him in Rosette.
We had another spam lot trying to sneak on our forums going, oh, well, that was ample, that was cheating. It's like, well, hang on a moment, let's even it out a little bit, because Carroll, I mean, like Iggy said in the analysis, you know, what's the difference between the first and the 7th minute? Well, I'm sorry, he had 2 yellow cards, 2 definite yellow cards, and he should have been off. So it's evened it out, to be honest.
Well, apparently I heard on Sky they said that the reason why he didn't get sent off in the first minute was because it was too early in the game. Well, I'm sorry, the laws of the game apply from minute 1.
Exactly.
He probably said he's got a ponytail, don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's got more than the ponytail.
He did felt sorry for him. Oh, come on, let him play on for a little bit.
Exactly.
And he'll probably go off injured anyway. So that's probably what the.
I'll tell you what, playing under the floodlights did highlight the fact he's got a lot of split ends. That lad.
Oh, he has.
It's not worth it, put it that way.
It's not,
he's not been using his regular shampoo.
Yeah.
Testing it out, and he's certainly not using Joe Arts anyway.
No, he's not using head and shoulders. He's not head and shoulders above anyone at the minute, but you know.
I thought another thing that I don't know about how you guys feel and how Watford fans feel that are watching this tonight. I thought that front 3 combination of Gray, Will Hughes, and Ricky. That was a revelation, I thought. I thought the interchanging between all 3.
Yeah.
I was chatting to somebody outside the ground and said, well, you know, Gray worked hard. But actually, I thought that he worked really well in that formation.
He did. I think there was a little bit in the first half where Andre Gray seemed to be about 5 yards too far back.
Yeah.
You wanted to see him just that little bit further.
He put a shift in again.
Yeah, he did put a great shift in.
He was stretching their back 4 at times.
Yeah, and he had some great touches. You know, the one to set Richarlison on his way, that was magnificent. The little flick and bang. The West Ham defence was like, where the hell's that gone? Next thing you know, Richarlison's bombing because he's already got the link up to say, go on, I'm doing it. Get on your bike.
I mean, I've always been critical, apart from Gray's work rate, that I've always stuck up for him with his work rate. Not necessarily his goals, but his work rate's been top class. And today, it was brilliant. His hold-up play was miles better today.
Yep.
To be fair on the lad, very, very good. You know, he's not that type of player that does hold the play up, but for what he did today, I was very impressed because he led that line as well as he has done so far.
He has. Yes, he has. You know, and he's improving game by game, and he's understanding Silva's way of playing more and more as the weeks go on. But yet, we would love him to get a goal, and he was unlucky today not to get one. I really thought that the ice on the cake for him would have been a goal.
Yeah,
because he did warrant one. He had a few chances. All right, I think he's technically got an assist for Will Hughes's, but you know,
he'll take that, won't he?
I think he will take that. But yeah, Andre Gray played well, and like you say, the front 3 they did
just work perfectly. Yeah, beautiful interchanging between all 3. Will Hughes, what a revelation!
Yeah,
you know, my boss at work's a big Derby fan. Obviously, as you know, I live in the East Midlands, and my boss is a big Derby fan. He messaged me during the game and said Will Hughes has been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. He
was on fire from the word go, and covering near enough every blade of grass on the pitch as well. And even his corner taking was absolutely spot on. And just, I think, you know, on another day, if we'd had just a bit more height in the box, that would have been so clinical. I think we probably, you know, if we'd had say like Prodal on today, or maybe a Kaka, you know, then I think might have got another 1 or 2 goals out of it. Because
me and Dino were talking before you guys turned up, and Dino mentioned about the Gray holding up. He was the one who came to me and said, did you notice how good he was holding the ball up? He said as well with Will Hughes, and I said to him that he's basically filling that gap and making it a bit easier to not miss Chalobah as much as we are at the moment. If he carries on his progression, you know, it's going to soften the blow a little bit until Chalobah does
Well,
come
to be
back.
honest, I think more's to the point. I think because Richarlison's had such a great start to the season, we've been so sort of focused on playing down the left-hand side.
Yeah.
But with Will Hughes coming into the team and linking up so well with Andre Gray, now we've got options right and left.
Yeah.
And pace. I think that's frightening for a team. West Ham couldn't deal with it.
They
didn't know what to do with it.
And Carrillo can't hold it up as well as Hughes, and Hughes is a bit more calmer. He looks up a bit more. He gets his head up a bit more when he's got the ball, and he looks for that little layoff for Firmino, or for how did they pronounce it on Sky? They pronounce it on Sky Source Femia
Femenia or something.
Fema. They said Femia. There was like 4 or 5 different pronunciations. Smithy got it
Sky.
almost on Cuba. Firmino, come on, someone say it.
Well, I've learned something, lads, today. Sitting in Starbucks with Surin, I found out today that his name's not Surin.
What?
No.
It's Serene. So we've all been so we're talking about Femenia. It's Serene. And I said to Surin, I'll mention it tonight. We're still going to call him Surin, but his real name is actually Serene.
Don't Serene on his parade.
Yeah, don't Serene on his parade. Is he actually logged in yet, or is he?
Is he
in the back of a taxi? Is he in the back of a taxi again?
Wits fan were poor, by the way, Chris said, and Russell said the link-up play between the midfield and the forwards the best I've seen in a long time. I mean,
that was amazing. I'll tell you what, I've got to give a lot of praise again to Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Oh, it's immense.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
He's our Patrick Vieira, isn't he?
He is.
He really is.
He's in that mould.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal, especially towards the end when West Ham were down our left. Down our left, right in the corner. And you saw Richarlison get it. He played it out. Doucouré managed to beat about 3 of them off it, right on the touchline, and sprint 60 yards with it.
70 yards, yeah, it was unbelievable.
It was, we all looked at each other and went, how has he kept that ball?
Yeah.
Just how? It's crazy. So
it's impressing me how good Will Hughes is.
Lee Hughes
has got a good left foot.
Yeah. From about 20 years ago.
It's criminal.
Criminal.
He can't drive.
He can't drive either. But Will Hughes can certainly drive.
Yes.
We'll get back on that later. That's a poll for the forum.
Yeah.
But Will, shall we say?
Yeah,
Will Scarlett. It was a good finish.
I was.
I'm very impressed with his left foot.
Reaction finish. Yeah.
His set pieces are good.
His corners were great today as well, and undoubtedly so. He got man the match. And we all said it was hands down for him, really. If you'd given it to someone else on the pitch, all right, you could have given it to Gomez for the saves.
They were cracking
saves.
Yeah.
Cracking
he
saves.
Did that against Everton before, and that was caused him to get injured. That second.
Doing his job.
Doing his job.
Doing his
but
job.
the second
got clattered.
Great save got him clattered.
Yeah.
I mean, doing his job, but he did that. He was doing that against Everton. The last game.
Exactly. So
what else? Transfer later was another thing, but
that was your fault.
Yeah,
that was your
Jonah. But we won, and I still watched it.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're going to do is the security, or whatever they are, that manage the traffic on Vicky Road.
Yeah,
we're going to give them pictures of you. So if you go anywhere near the ground, they're going to turn you away.
Well, no, because I'll just wear a hat and walk past them. They got a Pidge. What? See you later. That's what shaped the Mohawks. Just starting again from scratch. That's what we wanted.
Exactly.
The Mohawks got off. Starting again.
The Mohawk is coming back, guys. It's coming back slowly.
Oh no,
it is.
It is.
Back for a win against Tottenham.
Yes.
In your Classico.
Yeah,
the
Moobs Classico coming up. I'm not looking forward to that.
What's the Pidge Classico? Now it's the Moobs Classico coming up.
I'm not looking forward to that game at all. Really.
Can I give one negative from today's game?
Go for it. We have to look at
negatives.
I mean, I might be alone here in saying this, but my God, Brios again. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. He really does. He makes me nervous.
Especially when he went flying in. I feared the worst.
In general, this season he's been massively improved from last season, and like I say, every single podcast, I was one of the worst critics of him, and he's starting to turn me in. He looks more assured than last season. It's not very hard, but he does look much more.
Well, I'm looking forward to him being left back on the bench, to be honest.
There was one.
I mean, we've got better
thing.
defenders,
he
but
does
he looks.
trouble
We've got better defenders, but he does look much better than last season. Miles better than last season.
There's one thing I will praise him for today, and that was trying to get Andy Carroll sent off, because he got the nod, or someone gave him the nod to start winding him up in the first half. You know, when they were all like going along the line, he was like running in between them.
Mm.
Yeah,
you could see Britos. He just went after him. He started nudging him, going, well, "Come on."
What do you think they did with Diego Costa for 2 or 3 years?
Yeah,
he played for Chelsea. What were they doing? It's like they automatically, the first minute, start shouting stuff in his ear.
Mm.
You know, and wind him
they
up.
shouted. You could see Britos was clearly trying to get him. He was antagonising him.
Well, I thought he spent a lot of the game, Carroll, trying to avoid Britos. To be fair,
I didn't
think he wanted to get involved with him because
he knew what was coming. He knew what was coming. But Mariappa, my word, that boy did well today.
Yeah,
marking him. Brilliant
key headers, and he won 2 or 3 headers against Andy Carroll.
Yeah,
and he's given away quite a lot of height, really.
Yeah, and especially in the second half as well, I got to single out Cavaselli for that goal line clearance. When it looked like they were going to score, and all of a sudden you see this man slide across the pitch. Well, the ball goes straight into outer space.
He said also like defensive instincts, and it was a defensive instinct.
Oh, it was, without a doubt.
And he's another one that's much improved.
Yeah, he's shot up, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, that was, you know, but like I say, it was, we always touch on the negatives as well, because there's always some.
You have to.
I think, to be honest, it's probably the only one. I just think everybody else to a man had a fantastic game.
I'll tell you what, I think you're right, actually. There was hardly any negatives at all, apart from that bit.
No.
You know, they all played with a purpose today, and you could tell they were annoyed and angry from losing at Everton, and they wanted to come out and prove point. You know, they wanted to come out and prove themselves.
That's the team spirit.
Yeah, but the only other downside today was losing Firmino towards the end. I hope that is not a serious injury, because the way he was walking back, he was pointing down his groin area. So I don't know if he's just stretched it a bit too much or whatever,
or he spotted somebody in the crowd he liked. I don't
know. Yeah, it could have been that.
Combination of the two.
Yeah, combination of the two. He was like, "Hello."
A quick shower and off.
Yeah.
I think it's probably just an impact injury. Probably all right for next week or week after. But
yeah, I'd hope he'd be all right, especially if we've got Newcastle, Man United, and Spurs next.
Yeah,
would like a fit right back. Just one, please.
Well, like you said, Maps could fill in if you need.
Well, he's played right back for us under Boothroyd.
He did, yes, he did.
I always thought of him as a right back.
Yeah,
I always did. Originally, I always thought of him as a right back until he went to Palace and he was a centre back. I was like, right.
It was always him and Doyley fighting each other, and then he did slide across at one stage. Because I remember there was a game at home when Scott Loach was in goal. This is going back somewhat, fans. And those two had the biggest cock up in communication ever, and Mariappa put the ball in the net, which led to a mass argument on the pitch between the two of them, which didn't go down well.
No,
because they both
10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, they
showing your age, Moobs.
Oh, I am showing my age. But yeah, I do remember that one pretty well. That was his time as centre back. But yeah, he did do well, and I think if we do need an emergency right back, shuffle the pack and send him out that way. But either that or actually, you could play Holebas there.
No, it didn't look comfortable to me.
No,
he really, he's got no right foot, has he?
No, he hasn't. No. I don't know if that Ziegler's got a right foot. Anyone know if Ziegler can use his right foot? Let us know. Vote in. Would you like to see Ziegler at right back or not? That's Ziegler, not Christian Ziegler.
Or Dolph Ziegler.
Really. Or Dolph Ziegler.
No
wrestling talk.
No. Not now.
You're losing me wrestling talk.
Lose me so. He loves it, mate. Yeah. You know it. That's why he's trying to hold it.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, like I say, no, fantastic win. And also, I was also very impressed with Silva today. After we scored the first goal, looked to me like it was a sign of saying, "Oh, see you later, I'm off." No. And he seems pretty impressed with the win. But yet again, the papers are jumping on him for not coming clean, saying, "Are you going to go to Everton?"
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. We saw that. Yeah. 10 years ago, whenever it was, with Brenda, didn't we?
Yeah.
One minute it's I'm not going anywhere, and next week he's at Reading. So.
Yeah, that showed ambition. How did that work out?
We got sacked, didn't we?
Yeah. After they played us.
After we inflicted
them. Yeah, and played them away.
Yeah, beat them, and then that was it. He was sacked.
It's a shame, wasn't it?
Tragic.
Could happen to a nicer man.
But you can see his passion on the sidelines.
Yeah, you could today, and he was
kicking every ball.
Yeah,
that's all you ask for.
And
while he's here, you know, if he does, we've already talked about this in length. But if even if he does clear off, which I don't want to talk too much about, you saw that he was passionate. You saw he was still giving 100, like he said, 100% commitment.
Oh yeah, he was there barking out all the orders. He wasn't getting someone else to do it. He was there standing there saying, "No, you're meant to go there. I want the ball over there." That doesn't mean you hoof it.
Yeah. If you sit there like that, like Walter used to do, and just do like that, people will start speculating a bit more. Oh, come on, then show a bit of commitment.
Exactly.
But, you know, he's always done that. You know,
exactly.
He always plays for the team. He's their 12th man, or part of the 12th man. You always say the fans are 12th man, but you know, he plays with the team.
Yeah.
And he kicks the ball for it all the time, you know.
Yeah, with a 13th man.
Yeah, 13th man.
Yeah, with 13th man from now on. So, but yeah, like I say, it was phenomenal today. I really enjoyed it, and Richarlison took his goal well.
I
think
Mr. Hart will be a bit disappointed with that goal. To be fair.
Yeah, he's on another day. He's saying
I thought he could have done a bit more.
Yeah.
It's a good finish, but I thought he could have done a bit more. But you know, Hart doesn't like getting down for saves, and it proved it when he let that one in, and the save that he delivered in the second half, wasn't it?
Yeah,
second half. That was a great save.
Yeah, the one that stopped Mariappa, one from the corner. Yeah, that was unreal. I couldn't believe he got that.
That was Ricky's first goal at the Vic as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, first in front of the first at the Rookery. Oh no, it was.
I think it was his first goal.
Yeah, it was his first one at home. Yeah, because Britos quite rightly took the one off him against Liverpool.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, on the basis that it hadn't gone in. Maybe.
Yeah, true.
It usually helps when it sort of helps when you sort of knock it in all the time.
I don't know if you understand the concept.
You actually there, mate. You actually understand. No, guys. Let's
every night's a school night with Moobs.
Yeah, we carry on the subjects, especially the school nights with Moobs. We'll take a few tales there, but also we've done Messi as well. Not Lionel Messi.
Yeah, not Lionel Messi.
Guys, let's pick the right back from our worst possible Watford team. We've already done the best team. Let's do the Watford team. We'll carry on with the West Ham talk as well. We'll carry this on, but go on, give us a right back.
Right back. Oh my days.
Patrick Blondeau.
That's a good shout.
God, that is a very good shout.
I was thinking of Dyer, wasn't he?
Kieran Dyer.
It was Kieran Dyer.
It was Kieran Dyer.
What about that lad we had on loan from Tottenham, Kelly? He weren't all that good.
Stephen Kelly.
Yeah, he weren't great.
He wasn't too good.
He had a period where he was good, but not with us. It's like Van der Hoor came to us and I thought he was awful.
Yeah,
he went back.
Was awful.
He was awful. Yeah. He's just back to that level now, isn't he?
I'll tell you what,
he's just good on FIFA 10.
More recently,
FIFA 10.
A player that started quite well for Watford but faded very quickly and was poor at right back, Alan Neon. Oh, dearie me.
Yeah, he burnt himself out.
He had a mistake in him.
Ake was like that first half of the season. He was really good.
I'm going to nominate.
He just got Ake.
Yeah.
And then Ake looked average in the second. Well, a lot of players looked average in the second half of the season, but
I'm going to nominate Paredes then.
Yeah, I'm putting Zuniga. I'm putting Zuniga.
Oh, no, he's a midfielder.
Yeah, but he can play technically as a wing back, so it's sort of
like Ramage.
No, but he played midfield. He was the best ever, mate.
So I thought I'd get in there for you.
Yeah, you did it, mate. we went for a whole podcast. We went for a whole podcast without me. I was trying to say that centre midfielder, and I was trying not to mention that man there. But there you go.
Yeah, the pitch is just behind us, guys.
Yeah, put your worst right backs, guys. Yeah. Just put them on there. We've already got Patrick Blonde.
I'm going to stick with Paredes. For me,
yeah, I'm putting Zuniga plainly because he can play on the right.
You just made that up.
Yeah, Zuniga. I hate Zuniga.
Right, then Gomez. He's our worst right back.
Palmer played every.
Troy Deeney. He's crap at right back.
Yeah. Zuniga plays right wing back, so that's good enough for me.
This one's going to rumble on for a while, guys.
I need to put Paredes because it's too obvious putting Paredes.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm just putting Zuniga because
I just think he couldn't see where he was going, Paredes.
No, fair. Apart from the Man United game, he didn't actually do anything.
No, he didn't. He just
Paredes. Who was the worst out of him and Paredes? Was it actually Paredes?
I think it was Paredes was because he.
Did he actually play a fee for Paredes?
Yeah, he did.
He's the worst one. Then I'll go for Paredes as the worst one. Because we actually played a fee for him.
The thing with Paredes was that we paid about. I think it was only about 2.5-3 million. I believe.
Oh, all right, you're going to pay it then.
Someone paid it.
One fan. Someone put. Sam Jones for
The man has never been
The
seen.
man that's never been seen at
John
Watford.
Cena, isn't he? He's got the John Cena at Watford. You
Yeah,
can't see him.
You just can't see
Or
him.
Al Bangura.
No, he was ledge. He's ledge.
Ledge.
Breaking my
Well,
his
yeah.
legs.
With his dodgy visa. That's
Yeah,
what
with the
they're-
Did he play right back?
Well,
Because you're just as bad as me now.
well,
isn't it?
I've done what
Zuniga
you've
talk,
done. You've
yeah.
chucked in Zuniga.
Zuniga, at least he
Al
played on the
Bangura.
right. Yeah, but at least he played on the right hand side.
I'm chuckling Gifton Williams as well. He was a rapper right back.
So it's Heine Helgeson, but
Yeah.
Heine Helgeson went to
Oh,
the
there's
game.
loads of mileage in this one, isn't there?
Exactly.
Oh,
But I think the thing with Paredes was whenever he had the ball and he was on the run, it was like, okay, you're running with it. What are you actually going to do with
Yeah,
it?
but that's like Nordic
And the
Beer
next
as
thing-
well, didn't he?
but the thing was, though-
lethal if you took the ball
Yeah.
with him.
He played on the right.
Yeah, not right back though.
But the thing was though, when he did have the ball, he'd just look up, and next thing you see is this like pitching wedge come off his foot, and the ball just goes like 100 feet in the air. It's like,
Yeah.
where's that going?
He's got to pick his club before he actually
Yeah,
swings,
you know, absolutely stupid. So yeah, Paredes is my choice, guys. Don't forget, we do want to hear what you want to have in.
Blondo's a bloody good shout.
Rondo is a good shout.
Yeah, I kind of killed that really, didn't I?
he
But
killed
also-
pretty much everything he touched as
Yeah.
well, though, to be fair. So, oh, that's a good shout.
He probably could have killed
The
the Kate
glorious
style.
Fiali years. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, someone has put the on, so purely for the
Okay.
FA Cup semi-final, yeah, I probably would. But that would, if I was going to pick him, that probably would be for that as well.
So what we're saying at the moment, Paredes has edged it by one vote.
Yeah, because we're all
So,
going for it.
Right. Okay.
Well, two of us
Right,
are.
guys,
anyway.
it's Neon, Paredes, and Blondo. And if you want to chuck one in, chuck one in.
Mark
Because-
Morris.
I thought you was going to say.
Mark Morrison, Return of the Man.
You just took that
You
one
know
off
he'll
me.
be back.
Yeah. Go on, Bill, what's
No,
what's
not
that?
Return of the Mac, not this time. Mark Morris.
Oh, Mark Morrison. Who was that? Was he in like
No,
the 70s?
Yeah, Solomon. Oh, yeah, Jason Solomon.
Yeah, he was.
Was he
crap.
Stacey Solomon's brother?
That's Grant Solomon, mate.
Oh, right.
Jason Solomon, mate. Come on, mate. 93, 94. It's like when you said about Holton. You were going to Holton last week. I'm like, really? I'm up there, so almost throwing up, going Holton. And, you know, he was
put more votes in for it, and it went to a poll.
He looked all right for about 2 games, Solomon. That was really it. He was another one you could put.
And then
He just never really got in the side.
no.
Mark Watson again, as well, Canadian. Mark Watson,
Good God.
I don't remember that one.
New Zealander, I think. Mark
You
Watson.
just said Canadian.
Canadian or New Zealand, one of the two.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a
You
difference
didn't know.
there.
You didn't know about Holton, mate. That's all
Yeah,
I can say.
all right.
Shame on you, mate. I was
Shame
going to
on
hit
me.
back for the Holtons.
You can hit me back with that one. I'll just not make you a football.
I'm still waiting.
I want to see
I'll
that.
do it.
Yeah, I want to see that as well, mate.
Just remember, I put the ball past you with a cipher.
2 years ago.
He's living
I
off
have been out
Been
injured.
on Senegal with his United.
Yeah,
now, isn't it?
yeah.
It's just a bit
Please
longer.
He still gets drinks in pubs on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the only thing he's ever done in his career, score against
Please-
Man United.
Please do remember,
I'm
I've been
just
out.
thinking you're talking about moves then for a second. But he
No.
still gets drinks in pubs for that.
Well, I always get drinks in the
whole
pubs.
past year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
You
forget,
get scotches, mate.
I did spend most of this year injured.
Spent the last 5 years injured, mate.
Yeah, there is that.
Jamie Redknapp.
I'll just battle back.
Darren Anston.
Yeah, the sick note.
The original sick
No,
note.
I am the original.
Right, yeah.
But yeah.
Who's the
my
other ones?
days.
Who's the other ones that caught your eye? Will Hughes is definitely, or Lee Hughes.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
Hughes is definitely man of the match.
Yeah, he was
He
outstanding.
wasn't he?
I think they just all did. I think, Cabaselli, Mariappa, I think Decore had a belter of a game today.
Well, you lads know I've got a bit of a man crush for Tom Cleverley. I've said,
He,
you know,
He's an unsung
he
hero.
was-
yeah,
he
is
fantastic,
very good.
and he had another superb game for us today.
He
I think
did.
he should be in the England squad.
he should be. I don't
Well,
know.
if Jack Cork can get in it,
Oh, God.
and Jake Livermore.
Even I might have half a chance of Jack Cork getting it.
Jake Livermore played against Brazil.
I know.
Sorry.
no. He was on the pitch against
Oh, he
Brazil.
was on, yes, he was
Yeah,
on the
let's
pitch.
just
It's
rephrase
not
that.
called playing.
Yeah, the only thing he'd done was
Yeah,
take
that's
out
fair
Danny
enough.
Alves and almost started a 20-man punch-up on the pitch. That was the only thing he was good for, and then he was subbed off.
But no, again, he kind of. If I was best to describe Tom Cleverley as a player, it's like he's almost a Watford poor man's version of Pirlo, Andre Pirlo.
Yeah.
The way he plays, he's a playmaker from a deep line position, and he spots passes and he spots players, and it's just absolutely immense.
It
Absolutely.
was.
He's like Dennis Irwin in some ways, where he's very
Yes.
unsung. He gets a lot of 8s and 9s, which you don't really know. You don't really give him because you don't notice how much work he actually does on the pitch.
It was funny though, that bit in the first half where I think he won the ball with number 14 and suddenly found himself the furthest player forward and thought, oh shit.
Oh God, yeah.
What do I do now?
That was the counter attack out from their corner when he just sprinted. Everyone was just like, just run.
It was like Forrest Gump, wasn't it? Run.
You can hear him going, no plan B, no plan B, no plan B.
And he was someone take the ball off me.
He looked up. It was almost. He looked up and he was like, well, where the hell are the rest of you? And they're still like 50 yards back down the pitch.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, what do I do now then? Just run!
It's a bit like that time when you first got the new version of FIFA and you're not really sure how to control it, and the player's just sprinting towards the touchline, and then it just runs out of play. It was a little bit like that.
That's one of the worst things ever, when you put a lovely ball and you run in it and you don't realise you're not using you're just using the analogue.
Yeah,
Just goes off for a front. You went, you bastard, I was clean on then.
Exactly.
It's one of those sort of things, isn't it?
I think, cleverly, yes, he was another unsung hero. Especially his break-up play. You know, there was one point in the first half where he just West Ham had it like knocking around near the centre circle, and he just ran through and went, see you later, bang bang, and finally got the ball moving again.
He's always consistent.
He is
consistently good.
Since we've got him back from Everton,
apart from the penalties.
He has flourished.
Even that game he played well. Even that game he was excellent. He did a lot of the break-up play and, you know, the stuff that I didn't notice, really.
Yeah.
Apart from Penn, you know.
Apart from the penalty, which he would always be remembered for.
Another thing from the first half is it's got to be said that Britos wins the Jeff Thomas School of Shooting Award.
Oh, God! All that lovely build-up play with like the 1 and 2 touch passing. Everyone encourages him to shoot, and it ends up in row Z. Jesus Christ!
Jeff Thomas at the early to mid-90s. Jeff Thomas.
That
sums it up perfectly.
You can see it as soon as he hit it. It was rising and rising. It wasn't coming down.
It's still in orbit now.
Yeah.
You know, every time Jeff Thomas, it's one of those things when Jeff Thomas went for a shot, Row Z would be holding up their hands ready to catch it. Everything, even before, as soon as he took that first touch, come on, give it to me.
Row Z in the Graham Taylor, because it always went sideways.
It goes up for a throw-in. You're 4 yards from goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Britos will be having any more shots for a while, especially with his feet. He's all right with his head. He can head it. He just can't. He can't hit it.
He just can't pass or shoot or tackle.
I think Ray Cook will be very pleased that step ladder wasn't used as much as we thought he was going to go use for Cleverly.
Good God.
The step ladder that's been ordered in for Cleverly.
Yeah, that was...
Especially after Mertesacker mugged him off.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone's seen that step ladder? Still on order, by the way, actually. We've been informed there's an order number, but they can't track it.
There's a Argos.
Yeah, damn that Argos.
It's probably click and collect, isn't it? Yeah. You know, Cleverly's going, which one? Turn up to Watford instead of Emerald's one. Yeah. Bastards. Got another game.
Yeah.
Right, Silva's... Right, we've said what we have said on all the forums about Silva, but his vision, let's just say, you know, at the moment he's staying. He said that he's 100% committed. What's his vision for the future for Watford from this season, especially?
He wants to build. For me, he wants to push us up the table.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want us down the bottom. He doesn't want us fighting a relegation. He's brought these talented players, you know, in the likes of Richarlison, Carrillo, Silva, Hughes, you know, and he's got them all playing. And he's got them all gelling.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with that is, when you do that, you start winning more games, he's going to go up and up and up the table.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants. He wants us to break into the top 10. All right, might be able to gate crash Europe if some of the other idiots don't pull their socks up and start playing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know, or get within a touching distance of it. And I think that's what he wants. You know, maybe this season we set the foundation, and then maybe next season we catapult. You know, we make the step.
Well, I think personally he'll be pleased tonight. You know, we've controlled that game. We've won it. We've kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
It's only our second home win of the season as well. So I think for me, what he'll be looking at is He'll want to be improving that home form.
Yep.
He'll want to make us more solid defensively because we've been carnage at the back at times, and make us more clinical. And I think, you know, he'll get those things right. He might bring in a couple of players in the window. I don't see. I'm realistic about it. You get fans saying, "Well, top 6, top 7." I think, you know, if we finish 10th, I'll be happy. A good run in the FA Cup, but I think it's time now with the players that we've got and the way the club has progressed in recent years. We need our first ever major trophy.
Yeah, we need to.
Even the League Cup. I don't care what it is. But it's time. In the next couple of years, I want to see a trophy.
It just stops the inbreds from giving us. That's the one thing they've got over us.
That small team.
It's not the main thing I think about. Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't care what they say, really, to be honest. But that's another thing as well. So we can just get our first major trophy.
Yeah, just shut them up.
Shut them up. That's one. That's enough. That's like a happy little bonus just to shut them up. But that would be. I would say if there's one thing finishing 13th, but there's also one thing finishing 13th and playing good football.
Yeah,
it's more positive going into the next season. You know we can build on that.
When to be honest, I'll be disappointed if we finish 13th.
No, but you're looking in the hindsight of looking from a bad situation into a good one, because we're underwater. There was no identity. There was nothing going forward, and we finished in a miserable position. But if we were playing football and we look like results are coming, there's more of a positive look on it for the following year. You know, we needed a change.
Yeah,
but luckily we've got it, and it looks more forward progressing. But if we finish, say, 10th and playing great football, like you said, a good cup one, the next season we're bouncing because it's we're forward looking. Yeah, we're forward looking. We're looking at now fresh eyes, looking at like the games that get like Newcastle and stuff with fresh eyes than say like when we came back from Everton.
Yeah,
you know, there's more of a positive outlook. You know, understandably there was a negative outlook because of what happened, but you know, it's more positive looking at it.
I think the manner in which it happened at Everton, I think that's what angered a lot of us.
We're still scoring 2 goals pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Away. Every game we have scored 2 goals away.
It was just,
we have.
We have. We have.
We haven't failed to hit the net more than once on the road.
It's just 65th minute. We're 2-0 up today. It's like, let's break the sequence. Yeah. Let's just look a bit more calmer. Let's just finish this 2-0.
I think, I think, and like what we said, there was an ample opportunity to go and get a 3rd and a 4th.
But psychologically, that's helped because we've gone 2-0 up and we've kept it, and we've kept that clean sheet.
Yeah,
and it's erased the memory of last game.
You know, it also shows that, like, I think Silva was barking out the orders. He was even at 2-0. He was trying to say, "Look, don't drop back. I want you up here, not 20 yards back. You know, get up. Let's get in there half. Let's stay in there half. You know, let's camp in there half." Excuse me. So I think there's plenty of positives today, and you know, it's stuff to build on, especially going to Newcastle next week. And Newcastle ain't going to be easy now after Manchester United decided to spank them 4-1 yesterday.
But it looks more positive, like I say, after this result. We're looking at that with a bit more.
We can go there believing we can get a result.
Exactly.
You know, and we've seen that, you know, after yesterday's game at Old Trafford, that they're a little bit susceptible at the back. We've got the players to cause them trouble. And, you know, you go somewhere like St James's Park and you get an early goal, and as good as their supporters can be, they can also turn on their team quite quick.
God, as quick as they can think. Well, look at when we beat them 2-1.
Yeah. They were, oh man, that was unbelievable that day. I didn't even go, but you could hear, like, when you watch Match of the Day, that, you know, the crowd just on them. It was unreal.
Every game. I mean, even when people say support wasn't great, every game, you know, if we don't go or we do watch it on TV or you watch the highlights, you can hear the Watford crowd home and away. They're always the loudest, especially away. It's always the loudest thing you hear.
Yeah,
in the grounds.
I think away it's become more and more passionate now. You know, we're away and it's like we're here to make noise. We're not just here to turn up and watch a football match.
You expect an away crowd to always make noise.
Yeah, we're going to give it for 90 minutes, even if we go like 3-0 down. We're still going to sing. You know, even the other year when I was at Old Trafford and we lost 1-0, we just sung our hearts out for 90 minutes. Manchester United done nothing all game.
Well, last season we did as well. I remember us being loud as anything. The United fans said, "We never heard you guys shut up for most of the game."
Yeah.
You know, we just carried on singing. It was like a library.
Yeah, it is. Old Trafford is a public library. Feel free to go up there and find a book.
Christ, that's what Dino said as well. We couldn't believe it. A fantastic ground, but we were like so quiet.
Well, I don't think it is a fantastic ground. I think it's one of the most overrated grounds in Europe.
History-wise, I loved it. Just personally, because it's my first. I think it's because of my first real experience of it.
There's no leg room there.
No, but in terms of we walked around the ground and just took in what was coming, we absolutely loved it. But people have gone there a few times and probably say, "Oh, it's fair enough, it's all right."
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of grounds. If I've been, there's a few grounds I've been to. You sort of, yeah, all right. There'd be someone else going, "Oh my god, that was amazing."
Yeah.
I think one of those grounds is the Emirates, really, isn't it? I mean, it's been great for us. We've won twice there, but it's a library again, isn't it?
That's another library. That's the biggest library in London at the minute.
Yeah, very big library.
Very big library.
Fine collection of books there.
Yes.
So they've got the librarian's the manager as well.
Yeah, it's called How to Finish Fourth and Classify as a Successful Season.
Well, they win a trophy for finishing fourth every season, you know,
yeah.
Apart from last season. So they lost that trophy as well.
Exactly.
Well, they're getting the FA Cup. We're the only team that beats them in the FA Cup. So.
Yeah.
Really?
What, don't say that, because Jaw's not too far away for the third round.
Oh,
that's
God, Luton aren't steady, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, please. I'll tell you what, I've been messaging Silva's Twitter. Play the full side. If we play them, I'm sorry, but you do not lose.
You just see it, can't you? A third round away at Kenilworth.
Oh,
weakened team.
Don't play the kids.
1-0 defeat.
Oh God, you know
the way they've been scoring goals lately as well. I'm worried.
I don't pay any attention to them. I didn't realise they still existed. To be fair.
Everyone watch Match of the Day, see those pundits or pundits.
Yeah,
eat humble pie.
Yeah.
Wash down with a bit of wine made with sour grapes, I think.
Well, I think Sky Sports pundits need to take a look at themselves as well.
Thompson, Jesus, what a fool. That's a polite way of saying it, shall we say?
Phil Thompson, I'm getting sick and tired of you, mate. Look, if Silva doesn't go, you resign from Sky Sports. All right, I'm not having this.
You and your threats, eh?
No, I'm sorry, but he's slated Silva from the off picking us. Oh, why has he picked them? What's the point? He's not going to achieve anything. He should have gone. He should have gone to Crystal Palace. Why should he have gone to Crystal Palace? Sorry, what was he going to do there that he hasn't done here?
Oh God!
You know,
has he been to South Norwood?
I don't think he has. Well, not in the last 20 years. Possibly.
I still love the tweet from the Palace lot when they were winding us up. Hey, you got Silva, we got the ball. Ha ha ha! I retweeted it on one of the football fans forums. I went, how did that go, mate?
that bloke with that tweet, he really got some stick. Last seen at Beach yet, I think.
Yeah, but that Rad from West Ham was on the other forums. He's already getting slaughtered already for his West Ham tweets about today. A bit like DT. After the Arsenal game
he's
last season.
He's a complete mong, isn't he?
Yeah. DT.
Yeah,
that
he's from Luton.
Yeah, well, he goes, I'm from Luton, I'll take you all on or something, didn't he?
Why do you support Luton then?
Yeah, outside the ground,
I
you want to say that to all of us.
I come from Luton, so you support Arsenal. It's not your local club,
it's
mate.
Not your local club.
Dunstable is.
Yeah.
Dunstable Town.
Yeah.
AFC Dunstable.
AFC Dunstable.
Yeah.
Actually, just talking to non-league, I was at Hemel Town again yesterday, guys and girls. Played Welling United. Unfortunately, it didn't. Well, it ended partly well for Hemel, but they blew it because they went 2-0 up, and then they ballsed it up because they ended up being pegged back to 2-2. And I saw actually possibly goal of the season yesterday at Hemel Town from Welling United. Their centre back scoring from 60 yards. Yes,
they got
60
Ian Bolton
yards.
Michael Bolton.
I'll tell you what. Any of the boys that were up there yesterday that I know do tune in will back me up on this because it simply was a magnificent strike.
There's Welling there.
Yes, it was. Hemel's goalkeeper only had himself to blame over it because he shouldn't have done what he did to clear the ball. He panicked.
Kick it.
Well, he panicked and just booted it down the line, thinking someone was going to get there. Well, it did, but it was a Welling player.
Well, he was right in some ways.
Yeah,
but just the wrong player, wasn't it?
Yeah, wrong colour kit and wrong player. And
apart from that, good kick.
Yeah, apart from that, it was a good kick. But yeah, finished 2-2. They are still up in the top 4 at the minute. They are still hunting down. I can't remember who's top, but they are hunting them down.
I know St Albans have been on a bit of a poor run, haven't they?
Yeah,
they lost 2-1 at home yesterday. I think to Bognor Regis. I think they.
Good God,
yesterday.
Why is you saying that? Hemel got spanked by them earlier in the season.
That's another thing I want to get on, because we get sorry, mate. I want to get after Moobs has had a go. I want to go on about yourself and what you're up to, and you said you're a secretary and stuff like that. But go on, Moobs.
They are still very much in the promotion hunt. So hopefully it carries on from next season. Will Hoskins played again yesterday for him. Ex-Hornet, and
Watford legend.
Yep, and Jordan Parks, who scored from the penalty spot, which he scored an absolute great penalty. Roof of the net, keeper had no chance of it. Doyley and Matty Spring were on the bench and unused substitutes yesterday, which was quite surprising.
How's Matty Spring now?
37, 38.
Yeah, we do believe this is Spring's last season. Because originally he only signed on a 2-year contract, and that expired at the end of last season. So we believe Hemmel's management had a little word with him and said, "Can you sign on for one more season?"
He sprung up.
He sprung up indeed. But
is it me though? When I went and watched Hemel last year when they played at home to Leatherhead, which I think they won 2-1 from memory. Yeah. Was it me that, or no, Maidenhead, not Leatherhead, Maidenhead. Was it me, or was Matty Spring, with every day that passes, he's morphing into Alan Pardew?
Yes. He has got grey hair big time.
It's Alan Partridge or Alan Pardew.
It's a mixture. No, he's gone massively grey on top.
It's when he starts doing that dance, then right, definitely Pardew.
Oh, cringeworthy.
Yeah.
God.
But no, it was...
Richarlison did it today after he scored. He did
that crazy dance.
Listen, you go 1-1, and then they win 2-1, so he can get away. We'll let him off then. But Pardew, it didn't really work. You don't do that with how many minutes to go.
It was quite a long time ago. It
was a good 20-odd minutes left on the clock. But yeah, like I say, it was a draw for Hamilton yesterday, and Jordan Parks yet again on the score sheet. So it's and they are heading in the right direction as well.
Well done, the Tudors.
Well done to them. It was just, I've got to be honest, that game, it could have finished any scoreline yesterday because the keepers kept the scoreline down.
Yeah.
I know Welling's keeper tipped two very good shots onto the post.
Yeah.
That were heading for the back of the net, and Hemmel's keeper managed to tip one over the crossbar that no one knows how he done it, because it was flying in and you just saw someone just go, yep, stick a hand up, and it somehow connected. But yeah, they are heading up, onwards and upwards. So
good.
I'm going to be going down there a little bit more this season. After
still a tenner to get in, is it?
No, £12.
12 now. Is it?
12. For Moobs, it's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's 12.
He needs 2 seats.
Yeah. I do actually.
So
I'm into that. Yeah.
A little bit more for Bovril.
Yeah.
Tug's Burgers. Tug's still there, isn't he?
Yeah, Tug's still there.
Great burgers at Hamilton.
Yeah. Legendary Tug.
Yes, they are. They are legendary. I did have one yesterday. It was very filling.
The burgers are quite nice as well, mate.
Yeah, that.
So, but Alan, come on, mate. Let's, we should do this with most guests, but
yeah.
Come on, what is your main role with the non-league, and what's it like, and a bit of insight in non-league? And
to be honest, I've had a passion for non-league football going back to when I was a teenage lad, really, and I used to go and watch when I was still living down south, and I used to go with my mate to watch Barnet at Underhill quite a bit, and over the years where I've moved around, I've lived in Leicestershire the last 19 years, and the last 4 or 5 years I've been involved with my local club, which is Oakley Town, and we play in the United Counties League Premier Division, which, to give you an idea, is the 9th tier of English football. So you've got the 4 obviously main leagues, Premier League down to Division 3 or 2 as it is now, and then you've got 5 leagues down in the non-league. So we play in the United Counties League. We're a small club, literally run by a few volunteers. In my time already, I've held the post of vice chairman, and I'm currently club secretary. So my role is basically to coordinate the the fixtures in conjunction with the United Counties League and the FA, so making sure that our players are registered and signed on, communicating with our opponents to make sure there isn't kit clashes, that players are eligible to play. So it's a real kind of varied role. So I love it. Very much enjoy it. Oakley Town has been going since 1937. We average somewhere in the region of 80 to 90 people watching us for home games.
Yeah.
You may be surprised to know we've had some notable players play for the club. In recent times, we've had Matt Piper, ex-Leicester winger. John Stevenson, who scored the last ever goal at Filbert Street before it closed. He's played for the club, scored plenty of goals for us. We've had Julian Joachim play for Oakley Town.
God, Julian Joachim.
Oh, where's he? I thought he's still alive.
He's still playing. He's 41, 42 now. I forget where he's playing, but he is still playing. But my God, is he slow now.
Yeah.
We've had Stephen Oakes play for us.
Stephen Oakes.
So quite a few players have played for Oakley, but there is one player currently playing in the Football League that spent some time at Oakley, and it's not very well known, and that's one Shay Adams, who's currently at Birmingham City, and actually scored 20 yesterday at St Andrews against Nottingham Forest. So he began his career at Oakley Town as well.
That's good shout out, isn't it?
That's very good.
Yeah, so it's very rewarding. It's hard work. There aren't many people that they'll put their hand in the air and do a job for the club, and there's no glamour. Our first team manager will manage the side, and then he'll clean out the dressing rooms and things like that. So it's proper grassroots football.
I mean, anyone who's worked in non-league will know that you have to do it for the fun.
Yeah.
As much as any, I mean, you say, you enjoy it. As much as I worked at Emerald Town, and a lot of it, you have to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
To work in non-league as well, and you have to be passionate about the club that you're working for. And like I say, the way you've been talking, you are passionate about it.
Oh, I absolutely love it. We're probably, in terms of in our division, we've got the smallest budget. We've got virtually no budget at all, and it's reflected by the fact that our philosophy is to focus on young players. Now, last year it did very well for us because we weren't paying any players. The average age of our team was 19, 20, and we managed to comfortably stay in our division. This year, I'm not going to kid you, we've had a very tough start. We actually only got our first league win yesterday of the season, 18th attempt. We are bottom of the table at the minute, but big shout out to Owen Wright and the boys for the 2-1 win yesterday away at Boston Town.
Well done, boys.
But yeah, it's home and away. I probably see more of Oakley Town and have more day-to-day involvement in Oakley than I do watching Watford. To be fair, but it's very, very rewarding, very enjoyable, and that's why you witness me when I'm watching the podcast from home mentioning non-league football quite a lot, because
please do.
There's a lot of clubs on our doorstep, particularly in this area. I keep abreast of what's going on in this area as well. And we really need to encourage more people to get out and watch non-league football, because,
of course,
these clubs are so reliant on fans coming through the door, spending their tenner, buying a burger, buying a pint, a programme. It's critical for them.
It's a similar ethos when we used to go around gigging. Going around reviewing and watching gigs and stuff like that. They rely solely on the T-shirt sales. And a lot of the beer money. I know it sounds a thing, but the venues give them a lot of the commission from that, and their tickets and the shirt sales and the CDs. And there's a similar sort of ethos with non-league, where it's solely it's self-generated. That they need people to come and watch them and buy from the club to keep it going.
Absolutely,
it's a sort of ethos with it.
And it's a shame. I mean, in the local area here, we've seen some, talking about Hertfordshire now, because obviously I keep an eye on what's going on everywhere, and it just goes to highlight the fact that you've got all this money at the top level of the game, but further down in the grassroots of the game, that money's not filtering down.
No.
And a classic example is Sun Sports, which is a Watford-based club, based on the old Sun engraving that were based on Whippendale Road, I think, originally.
Yeah.
You know, that club is on its knees, and their first team actually folded this year, and they've had to they've been kicked off their home ground. And you know, this is a club that's been going for more than 100 years in Watford. So, you know, for the small clubs, it's absolutely critical. So I think it's great that you two go Hemel. That's brilliant. There's other clubs in there as well, like the likes of Leverstock Green, which is not too far away.
Yeah, Levy Green.
Burco, you've got Burco.
Burco Town.
Yeah, Berkhamsted. Yeah, all the
Kings Langley.
Yeah, Kings Langley. Kings Langley.
Our very own Chris Walker, who does the commentary, does the ladies' commentary.
He's a big fan. He's a big fan of Kings
Langley. And Kings Langley are only one division below Hemel. So if Kings Langley got themselves promoted, what a ding dong that would be next season.
Walker might go back to Hemel.
So seriously,
Watford
fans, if there's a Saturday, if you're not one for travelling away to watch Watford, please have a look in online. The best website is the Next 250 Fixtures, which gives you all the non-league fixtures that are coming up. You're bound to find a game on your doorstep. The people that run these clubs will be absolutely delighted to see you. You can get into some games for as little as £5, and you'll probably find that you'll really, really enjoy it. So please get out and support non-league football.
Exactly. Totally support that as well.
No, especially non-league day.
Yeah, you can't knock non-league.
Especially non-league day.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you both went down to Hemel on non-league day.
I didn't. You went.
I did.
I went
down.
But I used to always be involved with the club for years.
It's always a good laugh.
You just went down for a burger, didn't you?
I did indeed. I couldn't resist.
You had your back to the pitch most of the game, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was too busy.
You realised it was a game, so
he was actually working his way through the menu.
Yeah,
on the,
I was. Yeah.
Because that's the great thing about Hemel Town, is as soon as you come through the turnstiles, the burger van's right there.
Yeah.
They did that deliberately for you.
With the club shop, at one stage, the club shop, we deliberately put the club shop right in front of there to sell all the stuff, and they had that for years there.
They've moved it now.
Right down.
It's behind the goal.
Yeah, it's down by the bottom where the.
Well, that's the new thing, because last year it was still right by the turnstiles.
Yeah, and they've purpose-built it now, haven't they?
Yeah, they've shunted it. It's because they've got some redevelopment work in the pipeline.
Yeah.
For the stand and everything. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. That will be happening. I have been told that's happening soon.
Yeah, right. Let's get back onto the audits with the next 3 games. Guys, if you can give us a few predictions of the next 3 games, how do you think we're going to do points-wise in the next 3 games? We're starting with Newcastle, and then we're on to Tottenham and United.
It's going Newcastle, Manchester United,
Tottenham. Yeah, that's it. So out of the 3 games, 2 of them at home.
4 points.
I'll take 4 points. Yeah.
Take 4 points.
What? So what was it? A win against Newcastle, and then point against
United.
I think United are more like to get a point against United than we are Spurs, because that's a tough game for us.
United, Spurs on their day will destroy us. It'll be like similar to a City thing on their day, because they will not take. But the only thing I take heart, and I said this before the City, and people thought I was completely deluded, but I said this after the Bournemouth game, that Man City just got their win. There's always that slight chance we can get something.
Yeah.
Always is on the day. I mean, you look at it, and like I said to you, we looked upon it when after the Man City game, we got completely smoked, and City were the better side, and then we got them on a good day. And a lot of teams have done that. And Tottenham, the both games we played against them showed that you get them on a good day, they are lethal. But there's times at Tottenham against Arsenal, we beat Arsenal, and they played Arsenal, and Kane and Ali looked lethargic. They didn't look like the team.
No, they didn't look like the team before the international break.
Especially away, they look, and they're starting to kick on at home. Away, we've got a chance, but like I said, 4 points is probably a realistic. Somewhat the sort of mix, but 7. United are probably the most likely one out of the 2 at the moment. I would say we could be. Purely on last season's evidence.
The thing we've got to be careful of now with United is that Pogba's now back and Ibrahimovic is now back.
Yeah, their attacking options are frightening.
Yeah, that is a little bit worrying, and they've got.
Their best is the Lukaku scores goals against the lesser team, but including.
Well, he's gotten 7 or 8 games without a goal, hasn't he?
Yeah, he banged one in last night.
Right, okay.
Against not the top 6, he usually scores.
Yeah.
Pogba and Mata for me are two of their main players. Mata for me, when we saw him last season, was one, and Dino will say this, even Pogba last season at Old Trafford, those two were two of their best players.
Exactly.
Well, that was last season, but those two would worry me the most.
Well, Pogba didn't have a great day at the Vic, did he, last year?
No, he went missing. That pro deal still took a while to return him.
Yeah. I believe he still might actually be in his pocket.
I think he's still at the sorting office, to be
fair.
fair.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think we may have to keep him there for a long. Hopefully, keep him there for a little bit longer. Until after.
But having said that, seeing the way Arsenal played yesterday against Spurs, I saw the highlights of that match today, and they played a high pressing game against Spurs and disrupted their rhythm. And if there's question marks over the fitness of Ali and Kane, then we can play the way we did today against Tottenham, and why can't we get a good result?
We'll look at Palace against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And even I had Chelsea down to turn them over.
Well, I think everyone did.
They rolled their sleeves up and got a result.
Yeah.
That can happen. They pressed them.
I think the other thing that doesn't, I know, but we'll touch on it near the time. Yeah. But the thing going into when we play Tottenham is that the following week they've got Champions League, and it's their last group game. They're already qualified, and I can guarantee you there is going to be. Pochettino will say, "You lot are playing because half of you ain't even playing Wednesday," and I think that's going to fire them up even more.
Who are they playing? They're playing Dortmund, are they?
No, it's that Apoel Nicosia.
Oh, so it's going to be
it's
a slower game.
Yeah, it's really, the last. It's the last round of group matches.
Is it the away game or the home game?
No, it's at Wembley. So it's they haven't even got to worry about travelling.
Yeah.
You'd
probably see more stronger lineup than if it was away, then, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And if it was more on it as well, they'd probably be much weakened side. So in a way, it might not go for us in terms of the lineup.
Yeah, they probably what they're trying to do is get the job done within an hour, and then he'd ring the changes.
Yeah.
But now they've already qualified, and they're pretty much guaranteed to finish top. I think they even if they get a point against Dortmund this week, they've done it.
Well, last season was a case of similar to this season against Man City, where we sat off of them, played too much respect, and they destroyed us.
Yeah.
If we go at them like we said about the Palace thing, and like you said with Arsenal, we go at them. There's always that chance. And
there is always that chance.
With the Premier League, it's famous. The last 2 or 3 seasons, on the day, we've got any chance.
Well, the Tottenham are another one of them sides we haven't beaten in the league game for many a year. So,
I was going to say, there's a hoodoo to be broken, and it's got to be broken at some point.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if not, if we were to lose to them, I wouldn't be too down-eyed. Providing we can get at least, if we get one win out of the 3, get at least a win.
Yeah.
Then it's all right. But if we don't get a win in any of them, then the alarm bells will start ringing again.
No, you wouldn't. I'm not writing them off, but you could sort of excuse if we lost. In a way, you could sort of excuse it in hindsight if we lost the Tottenham and United games, because on paper, they say the game's not won on paper, but on paper, they're coming there looking like it should be a 3 points for them. The Newcastle game, you're looking at it at the moment, we should be looking at it being 3 points for us.
Exactly.
I don't know.
More than the other two, certainly.
To be fair, given the resources that he's had, I think Benitez has done a
he's done very well, and they're very organised. That's one thing you will get with
well.
Newcastle next week. They'll be very organised. That's why we like you said.
But it's whether they can cope with our pace and movement. That's the
we've got to hit them hard straight off, get the goal early, and then let's see what Benitez has got up his sleeve. But they will be very organised
when he's not serving in a Spanish restaurant.
Yeah, when he's not.
There is that distraction.
Yes, there is that distraction.
There's good customer service, so you've got to give him his due.
He knows a great Rioja when he sees one.
Exactly.
He serves up good coffee.
Yeah.
No, but I'd probably go realistically with 4 points. I think personally.
I think 4 points.
Takes something like 22 points from 14 games?
Yeah, that's not a bad return.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really want to put a negative thing on it, but before this
game... after that, it's Huddersfield, isn't it?
Yeah, then become Huddersfield.
So then you look at the possible 3-pointers.
And they look like they're suddenly finding it a lot tougher than they did at the beginning of the season. I mean, you know, the humiliation of getting thumped at Bournemouth 4-0.
Yeah, I was going to say they've been brought crashing
And
back
10
down
men.
to earth.
Bournemouth played really well as well.
With 10 men.
They did actually. But yeah, we did find out Bournemouth's weaknesses as well. Much as we got weaknesses, Bournemouth got a hell of a lot more. And we did find out the weaknesses, just as a thing that Huddersfield could not find their weaknesses. But credit to them, they did find United's at that time. And that's another example on the day.
I think you're boring Moobs, mate, to be fair.
No, that's all right. I've just had that.
I do it a lot, mate. That's before the show starts. He's already yawning, mate.
No, that's all right.
But you know, on the day, Huddersfield again beat United. Yeah, who would have expected that? And they played really well.
I mean, that's another thing to look at. I mean, Huddersfield, who played not outstandingly well, but reasonably well against Man United, they haven't even got anywhere near the talent that we've got. So there's no reason why we can't beat Man United as well. You know, 2 seasons in a row with 3 points at the Vic.
Exactly, that'd be great.
But I'm going to say this anyway, but 28 people said that Silva's going to stay and 12 people said he was going to go. But that's all we can say. We've said enough and I'm not going to delve on any more of that because we will know for the next week or so, won't we? So
I think we'll know sooner than that, to be fair.
Yeah, I reckon so. But within the next week, shall we say, it might, you know, we might know tomorrow, we might know Friday. It's within the next week, I reckon we'll see. I think let's have a look because
there's tons of comments coming.
There was a few, but I mean, they're saying about today.
Most of it's hate mail.
Yes.
About the yawning. But most of them saying Britos has been improved, but like you said, there's a few people that still, and you know, it's a fair point.
He makes me nervous.
It's a fair point because there is times where he does make me, even still makes me feel nervous. But you know, like I say, he has, like I say, he could have been any worse than last season, but he has improved. There is points. We even got Gomez a couple of times, as amazing I think he is. There's a couple of times where he takes another touch and like, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a couple of times and that's the same sort of thing, isn't it? But no, I think pretty much we'll go with was it Blondeau or
Patrick Blondeau?
Yeah.
Blondeau or here we go.
Go with Paredes. It was out of the two.
I think no. I think Paredes. I think we had an extra Paredes, but I'm trying to search for it so we don't know it's completely rigged. But I think most people just realise that both of them are equally crap.
Well, I killed that, didn't I? Really, when I said Patrick Blondeau.
You had to.
It's meant to be a discussion forum, and I just knocked it on the head straight away. Patrick Blondeau, end of.
Shot down in flames faster than North Korea is button.
Sanjay says 2-1 win, 2-2 for the United game, and then 3-1 loss against Tottenham. I mean, that'd
be an improvement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be an improvement.
That'd be an improvement, and we still get those 4 points.
I was going to say, can we not play Kabul against Tottenham? That was the key factor last season because
when he passed it to him.
Yeah, when he kept passing it to him, saying, "Please have a shot," and Gomez was like, "No!" But it's in the back
the
of
old Pals Act.
Yeah,
that was a New Year's Day to forget. That was
a New Year's Day to forget.
Yeah, I had my mate. I had my father-in-law as an Evertonian. I had my mate who supports that team who's near Dunstable, sitting here laughing every time a goal went in. He said, "This is funnier than Monty Python." I said, "Seriously, mate, you're going to get drop kicked in a minute."
Well, let me tell you, right? We talked earlier about my passion for non-league football. That last New Year's Day, I went to the Tottenham game in the morning.
Yeah.
Jumped in the car, drove all the way around the M25 to go to Maidstone versus Dartford in the evening.
That's commitment.
That is
before then driving all the way back up to Leicester.
Jesus Christ.
It must have got about midnight.
Yeah, it was about that.
God. I'd have been shattered.
I think I'm going to plug this in a minute, but have you watched any Paul Muzzey's podcast?
I haven't yet. No, I've heard you mention it every week, but I've still not seen it.
He puts non-league ones up as well, apparently.
I'll have to have a look at that.
I haven't seen the non-league ones. I apologise, Paul, because I'll plug you every week.
Sorry, Paul. I promise to look at your podcast. I promise. I'd say the other thing that I still haven't found is when I go to home games, I still haven't found anybody selling golden pages. I can't find it.
You've seen the Hornet effect because
I brought the Hornet effect today. Because there was someone selling it.
I didn't know about that either.
Just as it went down occupation.
Could you bring it round so I could have a look?
Yeah, I was actually meant to pick it up tonight, and I left it in my coat.
They put the article that I sent in there as well, which was very nice. Guys, I know a couple of you watched it, so thank you very much. So,
cheers, boys.
And Golden Pages have put us in there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I've still not found either of them, to be honest.
I tried to look the other week, but obviously, because they said it was on sale a couple of weeks ago. Pages.
Well, the Hornet Effect one, as soon as I turned into Occupation Road to go down to the stand.
Because they did say today, didn't they?
Yeah, there was a couple of 50-50 sellers, and then there was this guy standing there, and he was holding them up like in the air, trying to get one's attention.
Yeah.
So is it nearby where the old program hut used to be?
Yeah.
Right, and something's happened on Sky Sports.
Something has happened on Sky
Sports. Can I just say,
Silva,
well, he's changed.
It's all right.
Right, while he's checking anyway, it's the NFL, but can we just say, because Paul Muzzy is online now, can we just say anyway, go on to check Paul Muzzy on Facebook and YouTube, like, share and subscribe, all his vlogs and his podcasts, non-league, the Watford Ladies, and also Watford games. Have a look, a good watch. Yeah. WD18 boys as well, all the post-match rings, we've already been on it. Sadly, their viewing figures have dropped because we've been on it. But go
shut down, didn't it?
Shut down because the amount of people watching it, mate. That's all it was, mate. It crashed. It crashed, mate. I was trying to go on it.
Like, the problem is you're competing with the comedy that is Arsenal Fan TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you what, WD18 is not a parody. Thank God for that.
Yeah, so I've seen a couple of bits on that.
Kelechi just winds me up as well as Troops.
You get me, fam.
Yeah, blood and fun. That's definitely.
I was going to say, just saying, you mentioned about Watford Ladies. They had a game today. They had a development team played at Kings Lane. He kicked off at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. It was round about the same. No, 3 o'clock because it was
3 o'clock, wasn't it?
An hour before us. And they actually won by 4 goals to 0. They beat
Well done, ladies.
I do believe it was Tottenham Ladies development team that was given the beating.
Sort of a Moobs Classico.
It was a Moobs Classico that I wasn't there for. Too busy at the big. What can I say?
Watching the game.
Yeah, watching the game. Yeah. So a fantastic win for them after the unfortunate drubbing of Thursday night when they got hammered.
Much more improved. Well done, guys.
Yeah,
girls. Girls, shall I say?
That was harsh to take. I think it was only like 1 or 2-0 at half time, and they finished 6-0.
Well, at least bouncing back once again. Another team bouncing back after the
bounce back ability.
Guys, remember WD18. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, go on Twitter as well. All the videos, all the post-match previews, interviews after with all the fans. And like I say, it's not a parody like Arsenal Fan TV, thank God. So.
Also, breaking news, apparently Hertfordshire police are trying to find Andy Carroll, who's gone missing.
Please, if you do know where he is, please contact Karen Brady.
Yeah. West Ham fans won't.
She's very worried about his split ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Some end, but it's usually some split end, isn't he? Yeah, she's a split end, I think. You know. Yeah, she's not fired from the apprentice yet.
No, she's not been fired. She's not been fired. So we've got to do that one.
Yes.
For a Lord Sugar.
It's like We Need You, sort of.
Yes, it is.
Do you remember who her husband is, by the way?
It was Paul Pesky-Solido.
Still is, yeah. Well,
I thought they divorced or something.
Did they?
Because she went off with someone. So I got told.
Oh,
well, the other half said that because I said.
Well, she'd gone from David Sullivan and David Gold.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Threesome.
Oh. Invested well then.
That's a threesome you don't want, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Got blown bubbles, isn't it?
Deary me.
I can't believe we just said that.
This is near the end of the show.
Can you please get the emoji out because I think that's warranted. That.
Oh, boom!
There we go. It's appeared, guys.
Really.
We didn't think it was going to appear, but it did.
It did.
And the pillow.
And, yes.
He's in Mariappa's pocket.
Yeah, he's in Mariappa.
That's it. We found out. Good. Thank you very much, Paul David Hilton. So thank you very much. We've managed to. It's a bit like Crime Watch. This is now. It's appealing.
Well, now that's going off air, we need to replace it, don't we?
Exactly. We've got it. We are the perfect substitute replacement.
No, a couple weeks. Well, the Thursday. I think was it 2 Thursdays from now. We'll be finding out who's who's kept Pogba in his pocket. So we'll be trying.
We will
hopefully returning Pogba.
Yeah.
From the sorted office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I think that's really it, mate. I think. Alan, thank you very much, mate.
My pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for talking about the non-league stuff.
But
Guys, remember YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. We'll be putting a better camera on soon, so we'll have the live feed.
I'm grateful you didn't have a better camera today, to be fair.
Yeah. HD, mate.
I'm hoping
We want to see the quiff, mate.
I'm pixelated.
It's pixelated. We've blurred people's faces at behind
porn movie.
You've been on our channel then, haven't you, mate?
I've heard all about it, yeah.
That's when you search the podcast, the Japanese porn movies are after, mate. So the adverts come after.
The sponsorship arrangement, TMA sponsored by Pornhub.
Well, we couldn't get Ladbroke, so we had to get in, mate.
we were going to ask 138.com, but they just went, gang, oh, that was a no then.
I actually got interviewed by him as well. About, what was it? He got out of the way and said, Dino, come here, mate. And he goes, and they said, what do you think of our new signings? And it was after Neil started playing badly. It's like, oh, I've got
we started playing badly.
Oh.
He was always playing badly.
Oh, no, mate. That's it.
No.
Right, okay, so just once again, thank you very much, mate.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So just remember, guys, Thursday night we'll be previewing Newcastle, and the following Sunday, that young man will be here.
Yes.
But Thursday, I
will be back next Sunday from Newcastle in time. I'm going up next Saturday, so if you're up there, let me know.
If you're stuck in traffic, it'll be foggy on the time, but
I won't be stuck in traffic. I'm on the train, mate. Simple as.
Yeah.
Friday lunchtime.
You'll be stuck in the traffic to the buffet car.
Yeah. Cheers,
that's the carriage in the middle, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting near it actually.
Well, anyway, guys, it's good night for him.
Oh, hang on. You can't end it yet.
That's good. What is it? What is it,
my bit.
Yeah. What is the bit I've forgotten, mate? Tell them.
The bit. It's quite simple. We've had a great winter day, so I'm in a good mood again. But it doesn't stop there, because yet again, you lot still aren't getting the message. Will you please tell your friends, tell your family, tell your uncles, tell your aunties, tell your cousins, tell the milkman in the morning. He'll be up and about in the morning, trust me. You know, guys, please keep spreading the word about this, because we love doing it every week. We've had Alan here tonight, and it's been an honour to have him here tonight. You know, so please keep spreading the word. Keep telling your mates to get over it. And if there's people in the office that say, "Oh, I'm going to do it. I'll do it in a minute," just say to them, "You're not going to do it in a minute. You're going to do it now." Okay, so just tell them, please. Just keep telling people and keep spreading the word.
Yeah.
And yes, and if you're going, like I say, if you're going to Newcastle, I will see you up there, because I will be up there all weekend.
Brilliant. A few quiet drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's drinking on the train already at 12 o'clock.
And after my shocking error, it's a good night from him.
It's good night from him.
And it's
a good night from them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Cheers, guys and girls. Have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
Safe journey to Newcastle. It's gone.